Hey guys, welcome on this Christmas morning to a video where I'm giving you a very fun new gift. The project that I've been working on for the last 3 or so months is getting released today. What is this project? Well, it's called Console Experience, and in a nutshell, it is the limited world style from Console Edition, but with updated features all the way up to 1.19. That means you have a world that eventually tapers down to an ocean and ends at the border here, but you also get to enjoy Minecraft 1.18 caves. You get to enjoy ancient cities, mangrove swamps, the new nether biomes, everything in a world packaged like a Legacy Console Edition world that ends eventually. Now, this project actually comes in 4 different worlds, because each one caters to a different world size from Legacy Console Edition. Sort of. We'll talk about that a little bit later. For the most part, 3 of the 4 worlds are just different sizes with the same idea. So let's go over what exactly is different from this world to a typical Minecraft world. It's a little difficult to demonstrate exactly why this world is so nice and what took me so long to create it, but I'll try. This world is an ideal world. It is not just a randomly generated world that I limited in size. This is a world that has every biome, every structure, and everything that you could ever need in a world within the boundary. So you're not really limited by bad luck. You won't get a world that never has a mansion in it, so you can never get a laze, for example. That is not part of the console experience that we want to recreate here. What we want to recreate is the idea that you don't have infinite resources. You can't destroy everything you come across and know that you won't face repercussions because you can just go somewhere else. There is a limited amount of mushroom biome, for example. You can't just chop it down and then think it'll be okay because there's another one later. But if a world is limited, that means there has to be a border at some point. And for this, oh my gosh, let me just tell you, making a world border smooth is very, very challenging. But eventually I did figure it out. So once you get to the edge of the Minecraft world, all the terrain slowly tapers down, just like on Legacy Console Edition, to the ocean level and turns into ocean. But this is where the world makes its first major departure from how things worked on Legacy Console Edition. Instead of there being an arbitrary invisible wall that just cuts you off from going any further, this world has an infinite ocean around the landmass. When you explore, you will just see more ocean. This means that you won't ever actually run out of caves, so you don't have to worry about being low on diamonds or not having another ancient city to raid. But it does mean you have to think about land structures, so you can't just build something that destroys the entire world because now you won't have a world to live in. Unless you're a fan of living underwater, in which case you've got all the space in the world. This is a more immersive way to do a world border, in my opinion, akin to something like Subnautica, where you can keep going forever, but there's no reason to because it's just an ocean beyond that point. As you can see, even mountains taper smoothly down to the ocean level with beaches and then turn into nothing. But I'm sure there's a few of you purists out there who actually like the limited border and want an invisible wall stopping you, in which case, stick around until I cover the classic world, because that might be right up your alley. Before we head to all the world types, though, we should actually investigate something else that was very special on Legacy Console Edition: the Nether. If you remember, and I'm sure you do, the Legacy Console Edition Nether was not infinite. At a certain point, you hit a bedrock wall that stopped you from going any farther. And on these limited console experience worlds, the exact same thing happens. There is now a bedrock wall at the edge of the nether that prevents you from leaving it. Just like the overworld, all the nethers are curated so that they have the perfect amount of structures, biomes, and everything you could want inside the nether, and you won't lose it. Oh, and you might have just spotted it, but Netherwart now also generates around Soul Sand Valleys like how it did in Console Edition. Well, let's be fair. They didn't generate in Soul Sand Valleys, they generated in Soul Sand Patches, but they have been moved to the Soul Sand Valleys to be more thematically appropriate. It may make the nether feel small to have a wall like this, but these nethers are actually much bigger than the Console Edition nethers they represent. You shouldn't have to worry about running out of nether. If you do break through this bedrock wall in creative mode, though, or by using ender pearls like a filthy cheater, then you will be met with an endless nether void. So don't expect to be able to get more nether that way either. Now let's cover the 4 world sizes. You can download a console experience world for large, medium, small, or classic, and all of these are going to give you very different experiences. Let's start with large, because that's the world I've been in this entire time. Large worlds match Java generation exactly. There's actually a seed for this world that I can give you, and you can pop it in and you'll have this world infinite on Java, or Bedrock. It's in the description. Large worlds are around 5,000 by 5,000 blocks large, which doesn't sound that big on paper, but when you start exploring it, you'll realize it is plenty of space to do whatever. It almost feels like a typical Minecraft experience because of the normal biomes and normal-sized area, except that the nether limits are really felt, and the overworld borders are very obvious once you get to them. Things get more interesting in the medium world size, because this world has smaller biomes than normal. These smaller biomes cause the world to change a lot more rapidly, so if you get bored quickly, this might actually be good for you. As you can see, this meadow is quite small compared to how large they typically are in Minecraft, and that is true for everything in the entire world here. Deserts are small, taigas don't make that large of a footprint, but you still get all the typical mountainous terrain, caves, and everything you'd expect in a normal world here. It's just more compressed. Now, the medium-sized world is about 3,000 by 3,000 blocks, which is much, much smaller than the large world. However, it still has every single biome and every structure within these borders. The nether is also smaller to compensate for this smaller overworld size, but once again, it's been curated to have every structure and everything else you could ever want inside it. It seems we've hit an unfortunate point of the medium world here, where it's very, very sparse in terrain. This is still technically part of the world, but it gets more interesting when you find interesting areas like this. This is something that you might not normally see in Minecraft Java because biomes are very spread out, and this world compresses everything to fit inside a medium area. Besides that, the medium world is actually the same as the large world. Once you go past a certain point, it turns into an endless ocean. That ocean can be explored if you want. Otherwise, you should stick to the land inside the 3,000 by 3,000 area. In case you're interested, the medium world size matches the Nintendo Switch Edition's largest setting. The large world size matches Xbox One and PS4's largest setting. The next one that we're going to talk about, small, matches the Xbox 360, PS3, Wii U, and PS Vita setting, which is very, very small compared to the infinite worlds of today. And here we are in the small world setting. For my money, this is the one that you should download, because this is the most condensed Minecraft world experience that I could possibly make, and it actually sticks within one map size, which actually is perfectly matched with the Xbox 360, PS3, PS Vita, and Wii U editions. As you can see, as we near the edge of the world here, boom, we're also at the edge of the map. And it is tiny. This world does feel tiny. It still has every major biome in it. It no longer has every single biome, like there's no frozen peaks, but it does have a badlands, a desert, a jungle, a snowy village, ice spikes, mountains, you know, everything you could want in a world. Everything you need to have a full Minecraft experience. This world is definitely the most interesting if you like jungles, because it has a lot of jungle terrain, but I tried to get a good mix of everything in there so anyone can enjoy it. As we near the northwest corner of this world, you can see there's even a mushroom biome here, a tiny little one, or I guess two tiny little ones. There's an ocean monument within the border here, and then we get some fun 1.19 peaks, because this world does still curate like the other two. It has every important biome and every structure within its incredibly limited size. But let me tell ya, that mountain is really something to look at compared to the rest of the world. My goodness, it just comes out of there, and everything else feels so flat in comparison. This small world size does have the smallest biomes of all three settings, even smaller than the medium setting, which was necessary to keep everything within the border and correct. It still has all 7 wood types as well, all major spawning structures except for pillager outposts, and I guess it doesn't have witch huts either, so it really just has ocean monuments, I should have said. And the nether is absolutely puny if we go there. The nether still has a bastion and a fortress, though, within the range, and all 5 biomes, which, let me tell you, that was not easy to find. So now you've seen almost the entire small world, just in this little section of the video, and as you can see, the map of this area is incredibly colorful. This is the setting that would be most fun to play, especially because the infinite oceans let you go on forever beyond the world border if you actually want to build farms and don't want to use up all your world space. But what if you're hardcore? What if that just doesn't cut it for you? Well, this is where the classic setting comes in. The classic world setting may at first look exactly the same as the small world setting, and that's intentional, because they are the same world area. You still have the same biomes, same structures, same everything inside the border. However, the main difference is that aforementioned border, because in the classic world setting, you now have a real barrier. if we head into survival here, you'll see that I cannot swim past this edge no matter how hard I try. There are some entities who are going to spawn over there, but that doesn't really matter for us. We can't get past this last block. This is the edge of the world, and it is strictly enforced by border blocks. And by that I mean you can go into creative and fly right past it. But don't do that, because it would totally break the point of the world. You can actually see the camera goes really janky when you fly through borders, so even the game doesn't want you to cheat. So don't do it. This classic setting is my absolute favorite. The Nether is even scaled differently. So for example, in the normal Minecraft world and also in the small, medium, and large world sizes, the Nether is 1 block to every 8 blocks in the overworld. That means if you travel 8 blocks in the Nether, you've traveled 64 blocks in the overworld. This world, the classic setting, is different. You only travel 3 blocks in the overworld for every 1 block in the Nether, because if you did a 1 to 8 scale, the Nether would literally be 128 by 128. And that would not be enough space for anything. Do you want to know what else is exciting about this world? This world is made using Java generation, but it's available on both Bedrock and Java. So what gives? What does that mean for you? Well, it means a lot of cool things, actually. That means Bedrock players get to enjoy dense grass generation from Java and console on their own Bedrock Edition. It also means that the Nether forests, the Warped and Crimson Forest, are way more densely populated. The trees are way closer together. It also means a few other things, like coral reefs are slightly different because of the Java generation or whatever, and the Nether has very large ravine caves in it. And like I said before, this world is available on Bedrock and Java. You can play on whatever platform you want, enjoy it however you like, but know that you're getting an experience that's reminiscent of Legacy Console Edition. And on Java, there's even a fun little feature where if you kill blazes, they may drop some glowstone dust, just like they do on console. I did not bring that to Bedrock because if you add a behavior pack, then you lose achievements, and these worlds are actually achievement enabled. So you can play the game as normal and get all the achievements in these worlds if you want. It's just a very limited world to do it in. I think that's a lot more fun. So that just about does it for our video today about console experience. Let me tell you, I might even make a video about just the crazy process I did to create these worlds. It was so much seed searching, so much messing with MCA selector, so much figuring out how the Minecraft blending system works and how to exploit it to make a smooth world border, so much learning Bedrock and Java converters. Can I just shout out right now the best Minecraft Java to Bedrock converter right now? JE to BE. Here's a screenshot. It's on the Microsoft Store. It's completely free. I contacted the developer on Twitter, and they straight up fixed a bug for me, like, the day after I reported it. It was amazing. And this is a free converter that converts entities, it converts structure bounds, so like nether fortresses will spawn things when you convert them still, so will ocean monuments. It converts block states, lighting. It literally is the perfect Minecraft converter for 1.19 plus. Do not pay for some other Minecraft converter when you can use JE to BE for free. Sorry, I should stop gushing now, but seriously, that world converter is a life send. I don't know how I would have ever gotten this world onto Bedrock if I hadn't found this amazing converter. Anyway, please go download this world if you want to try a new Minecraft survival experience or reminisce about an old one. Just so you know, I was using console aspects and console shading all throughout this video to make the game more vibrant and colorful like Legacy Console Edition. I've also linked to that in the description in case you want to download it. But for now, have a happy holidays, and I will see you later.